What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, once again, we're back with league racing. This is the second round Bahrain. I think China has been skipped from the calendar because we had to miss a week for Easter. So we're going to have a slightly shortened championship. But nonetheless, I'm not complaining. I absolutely hate China. So it's good to move on to a track that I'm more familiar with and have had more success with in the past. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying these league racing videos. I feel like I get the best racing from this series because it's not AI. The people that I race with are, you know, really erratic and, you know, unpredictable, so it makes for really good racing at the same time. Just apart from when, you know, you get taken out or whenever lag gets involved. Apart from that, there are just sheer moments of brilliance that you don't get with career mode, which is why I really missed racing online. But here we are, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Coming into this, I did like 20 minutes practice as I did last time. And I wasn't really sure which way to go in terms of the setup. I wanted to go for a low drag setup, but then I went for like 7-6 wings, and I felt more comfortable with that. But I feel like that might have cost me a little bit of time over the course of the weekend, and I'll get to that later. But here we are qualifying. We did our first run on the soft compound tyres, as I always do, getting a banker in, seeing what my pace is like. My first lap on the super soft tyres got me a 31.6, and now at the end of the session we're banging in another lap time here on a fresh set of super soft tyres right at the end of the session. Hopefully the track is all gripped up and can provide us with a nice platform to move up inside the top 5. At the moment, we're only in P9, and our pace doesn't look that great, but as we come through the final corner of our final run, we got a bad exit and lost like 2 or 3 tenths there. We were up by about 4 or 5 tenths at one stage, but now we only improve by 0.08 of a second, and we got knocked out. Like, we didn't make it inside the top 10. That's crazy. I was not expecting that to happen at this place, in this league, to be honest. You know, my qualifying performances so far in this league have not been outstanding at all. I just don't practice. But I was not expecting to be outside the top 10. That is mental. Only 1.2 seconds away, but there's a lot of fast guys in this league. And I think a few extra fast people have joined for Season 2. So I've definitely got my work cut out for me in this online racing league championship. I don't think I've even said what the name of the league is. It's Aussie Sim Racing, for those of you who are wondering. And I think there's, yeah, like I said, there's a website and everything if you want to check it out. And there's a PS4 league that's starting up soon. They've got 3 different leagues, so if you want to get involved, link in the description. But here we go, the Bahrain Grand Prix, starting from P11 on the medium tyres. That's going to be interesting. 5 red lights, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the lights went out for everyone else before they did for me. And just look at that, there's cars going everywhere. I always knew there was going to be a first corner incident, so after the bad start, I just backed it off completely, and we got taken out by a McLaren that lagged back. So essentially, we're last place. We're 15th as we overtake Amy. He was one of the front runners, and he's dropped down to pretty much second last. So he's had an absolutely dreadful start to this Bahrain Grand Prix. But yeah, like, as soon as I got that bad start, I just stuck it in lean. I was like, there's no way I'm moving forward in this race. I may as well avoid all of the crashes that happen in turn 1, and here we are, we've survived. We don't have any front wing damage, surprisingly, but thankfully, we've had a clean start for the most part, and we can carry on. Up the inside of the Toro Rosso, going into the triple left-hander. It's very tight through there, and because Amy was so quick over the course of the qualifying session, I thought I'll let him go. He's on a faster compound as well. No point trying to race him at this very early stage. If I can just let him go and follow him in the slipstream, then I can kind of tag onto the back of him and overtake cars with him. So that was my strategy early on in this race. And you can see here, I could have overtaken him. I could have put it up into rich revs, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to get in front of this Red Bull that was right up in front. But again, we're engaging in combat here when I don't really want to be doing that. I think Amy is trying to defend from me, but I don't want to go in front of him. Not at this stage, not yet. Not at least for another 5, 6, 7, 8 laps until his tyres start to go off. But still in P12. The leaders are getting away a little bit. The Red Bull right in front of us is ran wide, and that's a free position for us. So I'll definitely take that. It's going to be crucial for us. No, there we go. I was going to say it was crucial for our race to make sure that we stayed with Amy, but he managed to get away. And now he's actually either been taken out or he's had a half spin trying to overtake one of the cars in front. And he's fallen back behind us again. That is a pretty dreadful start for him. And for me personally, I'm not really going anywhere. I'm on the medium tyres. The guys in front are much faster compounds as well. So I'm just, playing the long game here, looking after my tyres, making sure I don't make any mistakes, because the track position and the pace is going to come back towards us later on in the Grand Prix when we get the faster tyres on. So I'm just toughing it out at the moment. There's a incident in the second or third sector there. There's a car that stopped, and now the safety car has been deployed.
We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time.
So the safety car has been deployed now, and this has come at the absolute worst time for this Grand Prix. I'll talk about that in a second, but just look at the gap to the cars behind me. You'll notice that they start creeping up on me very quickly, and I feel like that's because my delta and Amy's delta was much slower than the cars behind me. You can see, like, there was absolutely no one behind me when the safety car came out, and now if you look at the minimap, there's an absolute train of cars right behind us. So for whatever reason, we've been screwed over with, well, the timing of the safety car won, and now the delta, we can't like push it all, and by the time we make our stop now, we're going to be literally right at the back here. So, man, I just can't catch a break in this race so far. Launched, a second after everyone else, took off for the start of the race. The poor timing of the safety car, getting taken out of the first corner, and then the delta being absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'll get to the strategy now. The safety car just came out at the absolute worst time, because right after all the super soft runners made their stops, safety car came in, and that would have been, the time where I would have pushed on my mediums and built out a gap, and I would have came back at those guys later on in the race. But since the safety car came out, it bunched up the field, and my advantage I was going to have was just completely eradicated. So now I've had to compromise on the strategy here to make sure I don't fall a pit stop behind, because if I would have stayed out, I would have been on old medium tyres, and I would have had no chance in this race. So away we go once again for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Again, we are down the order and have to make up that track position. And when it comes to online league racing, it's so tough to get in front of people. Half the time because they're lagging so much, but other times because, getting in front of people is much harder than passing AI, it must be said. But we'll see what we can do. We've got Amy once again right behind us. He might have had a longer first pit stop compared to me. Maybe he had some front wing damage, I'm not entirely sure, but now we can finally unleash the pace of this Renault, this banana car, with the soft compound tyres, and work our way through the field, because the cars in front of us now are on the medium tyres. Look at this, the whole train of cars on mediums. We're going to absolutely demolish this field and hopefully get to the front. Got Greek Master right in front, going very slow into the triple left-hander. Wow.
We're seeing minor damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
I honestly can't believe that. The moment we were going to start getting our way through this field, I don't even know if this is my fault or not, but Greek Master, he was going very, very slowly into that triple left-hander, and I had absolutely no time to react, and we've got an orange front wing. That's going to cost us at least half a second, maybe a second a lap in terms of lap time, and the high-speed corners are just going to be non-existent for us. So Amy overtakes us on medium tyres. The car is just going to be an understeering boat from here, but I absolutely can't pit now. It's just going to murder our race. We just have to stay out for as long as we can, and just hope so much that there's a safety car at the back end. There's two cars trying to overtake me now into the first corner. I think there's a car on my outside here, the Force India. He surrenders, gets a nice exit, and he might pass me now into turn 4. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to have to be very late under brakes here to defend this position. I'm not going to give up these places easily. I still want to circulate at a decent pace, so I don't want to be battling these guys or letting them through or anything like that, because I still want to get back at these guys later on in the Grand Prix. I just need to minimize that time that we do lose due to the damage. So I just got to press on and just hope that there's a safety car later on. But yeah, in terms of our strategy, I think we'll be stopping around like lap 19, 20. But now with the front wing damage, I want to come in as early as possible to change that and make sure we can get on the faster tyres earlier to make up that lost ground, so to speak. But again, we're getting past up the inside into turn 1, have to leave a bit of space. Somehow we're actually staying with this group of cars in front. Bit of contact on the outside with the Force India, but we managed to survive and hold on to position number 8 for the moment. Yeah, the guys in front of us just seem to be battling so much to the point where they're falling into my clutches a little bit, but after the mana dropped off, the guys in front seem to be pulling away again. The Force India goes around my outside, and I think he's going to hold on to that position now. He does. We drop down to P9 now, and with only a few laps to go to our pit window, I'm just really, please, safety car, something, somebody crash, anything. I'm praying for anything at this stage, but it just doesn't seem to be working out. Bahrain isn't really a track where people crash, so we're yeah, still racing with just like one hand tied behind our back. Unfortunately, right when we were gonna set those like really beastly lap times and just get through the field, I just got tangled up in another incident, which I really need to, you know, minimize the risk of that happening. But the guy in front, Chimchar, who's actually got a bit of oversteer off the curb there, and we fly past him. I've locked up a little bit. He goes back up my inside. We leave each other just enough room, and we hold on and move up to position number 8. He's actually spun off again. Seems to be struggling with no traction control at this stage. But lap 18, I think I'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, fitting on another set of the soft compound tyres. Look at the tyre wear, 53%. And this is right where the stage where, you know, the tyres really start to drop off. So this final stint of the race here is going to be very interesting because we've done, I don't know how many laps, like 11, 12? And that's with safety car intervention as well. So we've got to do this final stint of the race, 10 laps, and all under green flag racing, presumably. Our tyres might be pretty dead by the time we get to the end here, so this is going to be very interesting. Another yellow flag on the start-finish straight there, and the virtual safety car comes out. You are joking me. I have just come in like one lap too early. I would have got the benefit of a virtual safety car if I would have stayed out one more lap. And as you saw on screen there, all of the leaders, everyone inside the top 10, capitalized on that virtual safety car and, you know, got a much shorter pit stop time. So, on top of all the issues we've already had in this league race, that one just tops it off. Because we're going to be absolutely nowhere near anybody. Look at us, we're going across the finish line. And, like, the guys inside the points are, like, they were going through, like, turn 4. It's ridiculous, but 6 laps to go. I was pretty pissed off, and I was just overdriving the car in this final stint, I think. Just trying to make up time, and I ended up burning out my tyres, I think. And now we've got Joe, who's clawed onto the back of us. He set the fastest lap in the process of catching up to me. We go side by side through turn 1. I hold on to the position for the moment. But this is a crucial position here for myself because it's the final points paying position, and I honestly do not want to fall out of the points in a league race. I don't know if I did that too many times in AOR, so I don't want to be doing it in this Aussie league. I just, no. You can't do that to me. You can't take away the only point that I have on me at the moment. And I got to say, massive shout out to Joe as well for actually sending me the footage to include in this video. So you can get the, you know, both perspectives of us driving. But yeah, he's in the manor. He's very quick. I think he might have got on the front row in qualifying, so he's definitely got the pace. But me today, I've just not been quick as well as all the issues we've had. But here he goes, Slipstream DRS. He's a lot closer to me this time than what he was on the previous attempt. There's almost no point in weaving or trying to break the slipstream because he's right there. There's contact into the braking zone, and Joe just holds on to that position, and I think he's going to move on now and try and chase down the guys in the latter end of the top 10. But I'm going to try and hold on to him if I can, because, you know, I may as well. I've got nothing else to really fight for. I may as well push it to the point where the car might almost crash. I haven't got any penalties as well, by the way. With strict corner cutting rules in place for this league, it is worth sticking behind cars, even if you don't overtake them, because they might have penalties. So that's what I'm kind of hoping here now as we catch up to a couple of cars in the back end of the top 10. Last lap now, and Aaron has absolutely stormed away with this race. Us, though, we're still desperately trying to cling on to the cars in front. And right when we started catching up, when we thought maybe we could get a few points if the cars in front had penalties, we have the final, you know, nail in the coffin, a puncture. And the tyres are only at 60%. They're just, I think that right there is just a perfect illustration of how this race has gone today. Literally everything has gone against us today. 11th place, absolutely no chance of points. And at this point, I'm questioning why the hell I bloody turned up, because I've just gone through all that pain, all that suffering, only to fall at the final hurdle. So it was all worth nothing in the end. And that has been the Bahrain Grand Prix. What a race. The odds were against us. The whole day. Like, as soon as the lights went out, everyone else was, like, already in second gear. And then, yeah, you guys saw what happened, so I won't bang on about it for too much longer, but yeah. I mean, surely our luck is going to turn around in the next race. I was just really slow as well, so that didn't help, but yeah. We've got a lot of work to do in the championship to make some inroads on those guys, but that it's going to be a long road ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've just rage quit because I was so pissed off at that race. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you next time.